I don't know about you, but I absolutely love this time of year. Not only is it Christmas time, but along with some great presents from, well, I hope your family, we should be getting some amazing new games being announced and maybe even releasing. And it is no different for Slitherine Games. I've actually followed some of their stuff for a while. They've made Field of Glory 2, Field of Glory Medieval, which is a really good one. They made a load of actual decent Warhammer 40k games like Battle Sector. And all in all, Slitherine are doing a fantastic job at the moment. But they came to me and said, hey, look, Resident, we've got this event at the moment. It's going live, announcing a load of new games and giving some info on some of the games that have been announced in the past. Would you cover it for us? And I thought, hey, sure, let's do it. So thank you so much to them for sponsoring this video. But today I've got some exciting stuff to show you. So let's get straight into the video. So there were plenty of new things that were announced at their event, showing off all their fantastic new games that should be coming out in the near future. Anything from strategies to film tie-ins, follow-ups to age-old classics, and of course, commanding a modern submarine and blowing up people. But I really wanted to focus on Broken Arrow, because Broken Arrow looks amazing. Have you ever played the WARGAME titles? They're pretty successful. Broken Arrow almost looks like a Modern Warfare Tactics version, or at least inspired by that series. A massive, large-scale, real-time battle with unique armies, building systems, and deep unit customization. Featuring both American or Russian factions, you can have over 100 units per nation. And as a fan of strategy, Broken Arrow just looks perfect. Now we got some awesome new gameplay at the announcement event, showing a modern-day battle in a suburban town. There are some high-rise buildings, but it's mostly in fields, obviously giving you ability to fight within the streets with your infantry, heading across the open plains in your fast or heavy armor, or of course taken to the air in your helicopters. Now the game has many different units that you're able to use as Recon Units. Of course, these include infantry vehicles and drones. They'll spot and mark enemy positions. You have your base infantry as well, shock troopers, special forces, anti-tank teams, and anti-aircraft guys, fighting vehicles including heavier tanks. You also have your logistics guys like medics, ammunition, repairs, that sort of stuff, but the big guns come in the form of helicopters and airstrikes. Many different weapons, being able to use many different types of airdrops, attacks, vehicles, even calling in supplies if needed, or just going all out bombing the area. I love these type of almost cross between grand strategy and real-time strategy games. You've got sort of a very small scale like Men of War, we even got to much larger scale in the games like Total War, but then games like Broken Arrow look to be taking that to a much bigger level, zooming out further, being a general across massive battalions, taking positions that you're ordered to and moving through this awesome campaign. I think if I was going to give some sort of criticism to it at this point in time, the gameplay that we've seen so far, the sound design probably needs a little bit of work on, but it's kind of hard with these games since the camera's so zoomed out, you're almost looking down from a very wide perspective. So being able to hear the big booming of cannons is obviously not going to happen in the same way it would in a game like Men of War. But as I mentioned, Broken Arrow isn't the only thing that we were shown. Modern naval warfare is next on my list for games that I am looking forward to. It's trying to be the next generation of naval combat simulator, tracking down enemies, hunting or escorting convoys, and of course trying to take out the enemies if you can, choosing from a wide range of weapons to play hide and seek in the underwater valleys of the South China Sea. You're able to command highly detailed naval vessels, engaging and attacking enemies with a large array of weapons. It even looks like it's getting VR support. I don't know how well that's going to work with this sort of thing, but being able to go from commanding undersea torpedo vessels to ships and then drones in the sky to track down your enemies just looks a lot of fun to me, especially because this game also will include a multiplayer and co-op as well. Not only will you be able to go head to head, but also work with allies as well to complete different missions going through modern naval warfare. It is something that I am really looking forward to. But a few honorable mentions: we have Stargate Timekeepers, we were shown a bit of gameplay from there. Also Terminator Dark Fate Defiance. Now the Terminator franchise is something that I'm not all that deeply encased in, but this looks to be a cool future-based strategy game that has a lot of promise. I think there's been a lot of people talking about how they're not fans of it being based in the Terminator Dark Fate world, since I don't think that film did all that well, but hey, it's probably just the setting, and the game itself and gameplay looks pretty promising. But the final one that I want to talk about is Starship Troopers. Yes, as I mentioned, there will be movie tie-in games, and they've not always been successful in the past. You know, movie tie-in games have almost got this reputation for always being kind of a bit lackluster, but this one looks pretty interesting to me. It has that almost Men of War style gameplay, with flamethrower infantry, with heavy weaponry, or going on the offensive, taking out these goddamn bugs. But for me, it's the level design and the design of the bugs. They look absolutely terrifying, and I cannot wait to lead my men into battle as they're, well, inevitably getting slaughtered left, right, and center, but hey, at least we can give them some sort of chance. But that's my quick overview of the new games that are coming out very soon by Slitherine Games. Once again, thank you so much for them for sponsoring this video. I think we're going to be seeing way more stuff in the future, and of course, if you haven't already, make sure you stick around the channel to hear more about new and upcoming games. But please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, leave a dislike if you didn't. But until then, I will see you in the next one.